Breaking tonight, from the Friday night frying pan to the Monday night fire. The Clinton campaign now dealing with not only a new investigation by the FBI, but also with new allegations that the campaign manager lied to the country and the candidate cheated at a key debate. Welcome to the Kelly File, everyone. I'm Megyn Kelly. It isn't just the emails, folks. For the second time in a single month now, we are hearing new reports that former acting DNC chair and former CNNer Donna Brazile was feeding questions to the Clinton campaign ahead of Democratic town hall debates. On top of that, we're now hearing that Clinton campaign manager Robbie Mook had a close relationship with the man who engineered a series of dirty tricks on the campaign trail after Mook went on national TV to say he didn't even know this guy. And we haven't even begun going over the new headlines regarding the FBI's stunner on Friday, its decision to put out Mrs. Clinton's email investigators back to work. And there are many of them. Fox News senior judicial analyst Judge Anna Napolitano is here on that, along with Harvard Law professor emeritus Alan Dershowitz. But we begin with our chief intelligence correspondent, Catherine Herridge, with the very latest on where we are in this investigation. Catherine?
Megyn, tonight the FBI is sifting through thousands of emails after forensic specialists at the Bureau developed a software program to exploit the data and identify records relevant to the Clinton case. We learned today that in early October, New York FBI agents working the sexting investigation stumbled across emails from Anthony Weiner's estranged wife, Clinton aide Huma Abedin. FBI headquarters here in Washington was notified. We don't know why it took another 3 weeks for FBI Director James Comey to send Friday's letter to Congress. What we have confirmed is that the New York agents needed additional approvals to expand their search beyond the sexting allegations after the review found multiple hits for the Clinton server and State Department records. With Sunday's search warrant, agents can now read the contents of those emails. Meantime, a source close to Weiner's legal team tells Bret Baier that they believe the laptop was used to back up Abedin's smartphone contacts. And in the process, it backed up all of her emails, including those from Secretary Clinton's tenure at the State Department. Abedin told the FBI in April that she routinely sent State Department emails like this one from Clinton to her personal Yahoo account, where it was easier to print than the clumsy State Department system. And in a separate deposition with Judicial Watch, Abedin swore under oath that she never deleted any emails and that she searched every device that could possibly hold government records. That sworn declaration tonight is now in question. The Justice Department sent this letter to Capitol Hill late today, pledging to make every resource available to expedite the review before Election Day. But with the number of records, that does seem to be a long shot, Megyn.
Catherine, good to see you.
Sure.
Joining me now, Fox News senior judicial analyst Judge Anna Napolitano. So now it looks like Huma had a shared computer with Anthony Weiner.
Right.
She had forwarded a bunch of documents she never should have forwarded from Hillary Clinton's server to her Yahoo account, because no one's Yahoo account has ever gotten hacked.
Right.
And then magically forgot about it when she came under questioning by the Federal Bureau of Investigation.
Right, as well as under oath in the Freedom of Information Act case where the deposition was ordered by a federal judge, the lawsuit by Judicial Watch. Look, if the FBI had been permitted by the Justice Department to seat a grand jury and therefore had subpoena power, they more likely than not would have subpoenaed Huma Abedin's mobile device and would have seen the trigger in there that automatically forwarded to herself every email she received, whether from Mrs. Clinton or anybody else.
Unbelievable.
They didn't know about it.
Yahoo's had it.
Exactly.
Yahoo email account has had our state secrets.
Didn't know about it until they stumbled upon it when they were looking at her husband's laptop for reasons that we understand.
Okay, so they didn't, and they're looking to see whether there are state secrets in there, whether there's classified information in there.
Well, it's interesting. The affidavit to induce the search warrant that they gave to a federal judge in New York City on Sunday night, 2 days after Director Comey sent a letter about what he hadn't seen, which caused all this uproar that I've been very critical of. That affidavit targets Huma. It doesn't target Hillary Clinton. It says we're concerned that she may have lied to us.
More and more, that's the reporting, that there may not be such bad news for Hillary in here, but there may be very bad news for Huma Abedin.
Right.
But when you're pointing out that Comey's letter on Friday, that got everybody in such a tizzy, like, wait, what? He's reopening the investigation. There's 9 days or whatever it was to go to the election. You say he shouldn't have sent it, among other reasons, because he didn't know what was in the emails. And we all, I think, were surprised that he hadn't obtained a warrant yet to see what was in the emails. What's so wrong about that? He saw that there were thousands of them. He was told by his guys they related to the Hillary Clinton investigation.
Because the FBI does not give progress reports on criminal cases. It is not an
But he
agency,
promised Congress he would update them.
But it was a promise that he oughtn't have made and that would never be kept because he is not obliged. In fact, it is a violation of Department of Justice and FBI policy for him to give such a progress report. It creates a false impression of a snapshot of evidence. It's like Kafka and the trial. Mrs. Clinton doesn't know what's in there, and there's clouds hanging over her.
So this could be
because
nothing.
he blabbed about it.
Your point is this could be a nothing burger, and it's already been hung around her neck.
My
Hillary's
point
neck.
is that he should have unleashed the FBI to go wherever the evidence takes them without telling anybody that he was doing it and given the evidence to the Justice Department. His is a fact-finding investigative agency that he runs. He doesn't answer to the Congress. He doesn't answer to a congressional committee. He answers only to the DOJ.
But he was asked before the House Oversight Committee whether he would reopen the Clinton investigation if he discovered new information that was relevant and substantial. And he said he believed we certainly would look at that. So I don't know. I mean, we'll see. Reportedly, he felt the Bureau's reputation was on the line. And now we actually have a theory as to another reason why he did it. Judge, good to see you.
Of course.
We're going to get into that now. So we are also investigating a possible civil war brewing in Washington after reports surfaced that the DOJ tried to stop the FBI from looking into the Clinton Foundation. Yet another mess in this election. The Wall Street Journal broke this story earlier under the headline, FBI in internal feud over Hillary Clinton probe. And Ed Henry has the new details live from Washington. Ed?
That's right, Megan. Questions about whether a top FBI official told agents to halt this probe of the Clinton Foundation. They were looking into potential financial crimes. This comes as there were new WikiLeaks revelations today about that foundation. Despite Hillary Clinton repeatedly saying the focus should be on good works around the world, one email showed her top campaign strategist Joel Benenson told colleagues in 2015 he was dealing with, quote, brush fires over the foundation and they should finally cut off foreign donors. 8 days later, Bill Clinton's top aide wrote to John Podesta cryptically, quote, foreign government donors, all the money is in. As for the FBI investigation of all this, the Wall Street Journal, as you say, reporting, quote, others further down the FBI chain of command, however, said agents were given a much starker instruction on the case, stand down. When agents questioned why they weren't allowed to take more aggressive steps, they said they were told the order had come from the deputy director, Mr. McCabe. That's Andrew McCabe. You remember him, now the deputy director of the FBI. People close to him deny he ever issued a stand-down order, but he was already under fire because campaign finance records show the PAC of a close Clinton friend, Virginia Governor Terry McAuliffe, donated nearly $500,000 to the 2015 state Senate campaign of Dr. Jill McCabe, who's married to that FBI official. She lost anyway, and all involved have denied any improper influence on these various FBI investigations.
Ow, ow, ow.
It makes your head hurt, doesn't it?
I don't know what the hell you just said. Can you bottom line? So McCabe, I get the part, this was reported last week. McCabe's second in command at the FBI. The wife runs for office in Virginia,
state office in Virginia.
She
Terry
magically gets a
McAuliffe.
big donation from a huge Hillary supporter who happens to be the governor of Virginia. Totally unrelated. But Clintons had no
And
idea.
now
They had no idea.
Right.
Okay.
And now agents are saying, look, we got a stand-down order.
We understand that. What's this separate thing about the Clinton Foundation and McCabe?
So they're saying that FBI agents are saying that they were given a stand-down order. Stop investigating the Clinton Foundation.
By McCabe?
And that it came from McCabe. People around McCabe say he never issued any order. He wanted to get to the bottom of what was really going on at the Clinton Foundation, and that people are just trying to tie the campaign finance donations to this and blame everything on him. So nobody knows the truth. I think the bottom line, when you ask the bottom line, the FBI is in full revolt right now. It's a mess. This is an agency that's supposed to be sorting all this stuff out. Instead, here we are almost a week before the election, and it's in chaos.
Wow. Ed, thank you.
Good to see you.
I'm getting it's getting a little bit more clear. Were you with me? Was I what? Let's see if we can go one step further. Joining me now, former House Intelligence Committee Chairman and Trump Campaign National Security Advisor Pete Hoekstra, and former Deputy Assistant to President Bill Clinton and co-founder of Third Way, Matt Bennett. Good to see you both. Congressman, let me start with you. I mean, the takeaway seems to be something funny is up at the FBI. It kind of stinks. We don't want to falsely impugn McCabe, who one presumes is serving his country honorably, but the evidence seems to be pointing in the direction of a red flag where he sits.
Well, I think you really got a couple of red flags here. You've got him at the FBI with McCabe, whose wife, whose wife's campaign got the $500,000, McCabe should have recused himself and not been part of the process in terms of decision making, either here on the Clinton Foundation or on the Clinton emails.
He wasn't in charge when the donation was made, however. He was not overseeing the Clinton email investigation at that time.
That is absolutely correct. But as that process moved forward, he did move into the decision-making process.
But his wife already lost.
Towards the later end of. Pardon?
His wife already lost at that point.
Yeah, but the thing is, at one point in time, they had gotten $500,000, and that is, hey, I've raised funds, and you remember the people who give you $500,000.
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
That's a big old number.
The other person that should have. Yeah, the other person that should have recused herself through this process is Loretta Lynch. Her name comes up repeatedly in both of these investigations. This is a person that was appointed by Bill Clinton when he was president to be a district attorney. This is a person that met with Bill Clinton on the tarmac at a Phoenix airport as both of these investigations were going on.
That was coincidental.
And this is the person. Yeah, coincidental. And this is also the person that was mentioned in the New York Times report as being considered to be the next attorney general if Hillary Clinton won this race.
Okay.
They both should have recused themselves and turned it over to the other professionals at the FBI and at the Justice Department.
Let's just start broad. What's your take on this?
So look, Megan, almost everything the Congressman just said is conjecture taken from anonymous sources who are warring with each other, as Ed Henry made clear, in the newspaper, both in the New York Times when there was conjecture about Loretta Lynch being reappointed as Attorney General, and in the Wall Street Journal today with the story about the FBI. It is a bad week for the FBI where you have people leaking anonymously to the newspaper on both sides of every single issue. You got one side saying there's this misconduct, the other side saying no, there isn't. There's people impugning the integrity of the deputy director of the FBI with zero evidence.
Well, it's not right. They have nothing hard, against him. It's just circumstantial. It's like, really, should they have taken $500,000 from Terry McAuliffe, who's a well-known operative of the Clintons, even though he's governor of Virginia? He's their guy, and then gone on to oversee any investigation having to do with Hillary. I see the congressman's point, don't you? That perhaps Mr. McCabe should have recused himself. We're showing Comey, but it's his second in command from that investigation and from any investigation having to do with Hillary.
Well, look, I really don't know enough about how the FBI operates to understand when recusal is necessary, but I will tell you this. Terry McAuliffe's goal in life back then was to get the Senate back for Democrats. He was being blocked in his number one ambition, which was being blocked by the Virginia Senate Republicans. And it was like a 1 or 2 seat majority. And that was a seat that he thought he could win. And he raises prolific amounts of money. So I am not the least bit surprised that he put that kind of money into a race.
Even that kind, because listen, you're the expert, not me, but they say the 500,000 beans is that is a lot in any race, never mind a state race like hers.
It is, but I think, as you pointed out, she lost, so maybe it wasn't enough. State Senate races can be pretty expensive in very expensive media markets. But the point is, Terry McAuliffe wasn't thinking about what the deputy director of the FBI might or might not be investigating. He was thinking, I got to get the Senate back. It had nothing whatsoever to do with what her husband did for a living.
Okay, you've heard from the prosecution and the defense, and now we just let the case rest for this evening anyway, and the viewers shall decide whether there's some funny business going on with the investigations of the Clintons. Great to see you both.
Thanks, Megan.
Great, thank you.
Well, ever since Director Comey dropped the bombshell on Friday, leading Democrats have taken turns attacking the FBI director, the one they loved so much back in July. So why was the White House defending Mr. Comey this afternoon? We'll speak with law professor Alan Dershowitz about that next. Plus, for the second time in a single month, leaked emails appear to show Donna Brazile giving the Clinton campaign an unfair advantage heading into a presidential debate, the primaries, that is. So what does Ms. Brazile have to say about that tonight? And what about what she told me on this broadcast in front of all of you just 12 days ago? Don't miss our investigation, still ahead. Where did you get it?
As a Christian woman, I understand persecution, but I will not sit here and be persecuted because your information is totally false. What you're telling the American people. I'm getting it from Podesta's email. Well, Podesta's emails were stolen. You're so interested in talking about stolen material.
So you deny it?